If she has a girlfriend and they drink at all, I'm like, truly believe that I'm getting cheated on. I kind of like broke up with her.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I broke up with her and then.
Oh my god,
and
dude.
then like,
what did you say? What was the reason of breaking up? Like,
because she's with side dudes. I've seen situations where girls has like a fucking solid boyfriend. And they act amazing together, and it's like then you see, and then you just find out that like she's been doing shit, and it's like holy, like you never expected.
It's
just keep walking, please. We're good.
What was you gonna say, shit?
An attempt to make a man look like a creep. You know, you heard the girl in the back say ill. They just made themselves look like idiots. Brother just taking a stroll down the street, probably enjoying his night, but then comes across a group of city girls, man, and then he goes viral. But he handled it like a G. You see how bro handled that? That's how you handle that, fellas. Smooth, stoic, not lashing out. He had no emotions being shown. They was all emotional. They was all ill. Ill. They was in utter disgust by him. But bro just kept it G. He said, I wasn't gonna say nothing anyways. He kept it moving. That's how you handle that. When I say stay stoic, stay in your masculine frame, that's exactly what I mean. All men should learn from this. Round of applause for that brother. He deserves it. And standing ovation for that brother.
My name is Blanco. Nice to meet you.
Blanco?
Yes.
I'm Sophia. Where are you from?
I'm from Bulgaria originally.
Damn, Blanco's ripped.
I love to work out. Do you work out?
Yeah.
How many times a week?
Probably not as much as you.
What's your favorite exercise in the gym?
A lot of cardio and then...
A lot of cardio? What's your favorite cardio machine?
I guess just the treadmill.
The treadmill?
Yeah.
You do incline treadmill?
When they tell me to do. What's your favorite?
Right now.
I'm so sorry.
Why'd you reject me?
I think maybe you work out too much for me.
I think you don't work out enough.
Okay.
A lot of you ladies, I'm sorry to tell you this. You've made choices and decisions that have excluded you for the rest of your life from the shit that you want. Just like a man who gets a felony and he knows he can't be an executive nowhere unless he starts his own business, and now he's the executive of a lawn care company he started. Shit. There are certain choices you make in life where you don't get a get back. You don't get to take it back. And some of you ladies have done things, sorry to tell you, that have completely excluded you from certain outcomes you may want. Too bad, so sad. I'm sorry to tell you that. The same thing is true for men. There are some men who have fucked their lives up to the extent that there ain't no coming back to the things that they want the most. So some of y'all can't be saved. And I'm sorry to tell you that. And that may sound fucked up, but it's true. Because life is not a fairy tale. This shit don't all have to balance out in the end. Sometimes you get, sometimes it just don't work out.
Preach this so much on this channel. The powers that be want y'all single. They want y'all single because if y'all are single, you're going to spend all your disposable income on a bunch of bullshit, on all types of shit that isn't going to affect your future or make your future better. But if you team up with somebody else, you're going to go buy a house. You're going to have a savings account for your kids, generational wealth. You're going to have children that are going to make the world better. You got to understand, they want y'all fucking single. Y'all got to fight against this shit because the world is going to die or get destroyed because they're doing it. Like they want this to happen. They make way more money if y'all stay single.
Control factor.
I just feel like short guys have sometimes too much confidence and
So she stitched a video where a man said that girls don't actually like big boys, you know, in reference to the trend. And she said, as somebody who was 400 pounds, she was never seen as a romantic partner for men that were big, small, skinny, buff. None of them acknowledged her existence. And I was with her and I could understand where she was coming from up until the point where she said, but big men don't have that problem. And her example to reference this was a guy on TikTok that goes up to women and says, would you date me if I was thinner? And she said that these women reply, yeah, I would date you right now. It's all about personality. And instead of thinking, hey, these women might just not say what they really want to say because they don't want to come off as rude on camera, she said, oh, that's proof that men don't struggle when they're big. And that's the thing about guys. Guys will just straight up say, no, I don't like big girls. Girls will say, yeah, I prefer somebody who goes to the gym, but personality is what matters. If I fall in love with him, that's what's important. Knowing damn well they won't let themselves fall in love with him. Now, I'm going to give you my personal experience here. So as somebody that was in shape, who would go to the gym often, and I've been skinnier than I was in like all these photos before. So I, like you, became 400 pounds. And I'll tell you in my experience, women treat you differently. They also don't really acknowledge you as a romantic partner when you're that big. And the crazy part is, as a man, when I say this, you're told then maybe you're the problem. Maybe you lack confidence. Maybe you're weird. Maybe you need to get better. And you get this from women. But when you say to women, guys don't like me because I'm 400 pounds, people just get it. Like, yeah, for sure. I totally understand. You're not the problem. Now, I'm not currently 400 pounds because I am trying to lose the weight. But let's talk about being 400 pounds. You're not seen as a romantic partner because most people don't want a 400-pound partner. And I get it. There's something weird about going out with your friends and going to sit down at a table and not knowing if you're going to fit in those chairs. There's something that might suck about going on a plane ride and having to buy 2 tickets because you might not fit in one. Or going to an amusement park with rides and not knowing if you're going to fit or if you meet the weight requirements. Knowing that you probably can never go bungee jumping because you're too heavy, or skydiving because you're too heavy. Or not being able to wear the clothes you like, even though you might have a good sense of style, but the style that you wear doesn't come in your size. It also doesn't fit you properly because you got too many rolls. Those aren't romantic attributes. Or the fact that you can't run really, you lose stamina. Like, yeah, most people don't see that and say, yeah, I want that as a romantic partner. And that's not me saying that if you're big, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve a romantic partner. That's me saying that, yeah, most people don't want that. There are women that will date big guys and there are men that will date big girls.
Never trust a guy who hates astrology and cats, because he probably hates women too. Now, hear me out. Because if he hates astrology, this female-dominated sphere, he will probably immediately judge a woman for having an interest in anything. And if he goes on about how he hates cats, he probably has issues with consent because, you have to earn a cat's trust, and cats kind of just do whatever they want. So if he lacks the emotional capacity to love something that he can't control, I think that says something.
Of course you think that says something. You probably think that was the most profound thing that was ever said on TikTok ever. The brilliant mind that believes that astrology makes any semblance of sense also believes that if you're a man and if you don't like cats, you have issues with consent. Well, let me tell you, if a man doesn't like cats, it's not because of misogyny, it's not because of whatever reach you're trying to make about consent. If a man doesn't like cats, it's simply because he's such a Leo.
When you start to see it coming and she's behaving differently, she's colder, she's withdrawn, she's more distant, she's spending more time with friends, sort of things. That's when you start, what's going on here? Like, what's really happening? Because it looks like to me like you've got one foot out the door. But what do you mean I got it? And, she'll get all defensive and shit, and that's not what's going on. And maybe that's not what's going on, but maybe it is what's going on. But at least, you've drawn a line in the sand and you've set a boundary and you're like, I'm not a goof. I see what's happening. What's going on? Because if you're out, you're out. Like, leave. The door's unlocked. It's going to be locked if you try to come back in. Heads up, okay? And we don't play games like that.
Just like I said on here multiple times, bro. If you're not good looking and you're on the show and someone's not your preference, okay, fine. Skip them. That's fine. But if you're a fucking -2 on here and you're fucking rude and you skip people before you even get into conversation, fuck you.
Pretty well. You two have similar vibes.
They do low-key have similar vibes.
Like
Fucking vampire rockstar vibes.
Do you find each other attractive?
She clicked that shit fast as fuck.
And was in the army.
You're in the army? I was in the army, yeah. From 2012 to 2016.
Damn, bro. Give niggas a chance.
What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Video games, mostly.
Video games? Okay. What kind of video games?
The big, so the last one I put.
Yo, she's 3 deep. Get this Twilight looking bitch the fuck out of here. She looks like a fucking lumberjack.
More to life than video games.
get into the conversation. Maybe you can hear something else, bitch.
I've heard about you though. What have they said? Oh,
Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You know what's good for you.
I'm sorry.
To be acting like this. She almost 40, acting like a little bitch.
Easiest way to say is that this man isn't going to settle for bare minimum effort. Ladies, you need to understand, if this man is successful in life, has his own place, car, career, has his own money, 100% independent, don't count on nobody, you need to bring that wife material to the table. You need to show this man why he should want or need you in his life. You need to bring something out of this man that nobody else has been able to bring out of him. Because if you're going to bring that bare minimum or that sassy attitude, I'm sorry, everybody else is doing the same thing. His rotation is doing the same thing. So why are you any special? Why are you any different for this man to settle down? Because most of the time, y'all be thinking we be outside. We be outside partying. No, most of the time, we just be on the couch chilling, watching Netflix most of the time. Because the outside world just be irritating us anyways.
She didn't value her dad growing up. What makes you think she's going to value you as a man? Women with daddy issues typically come from fatherless homes or homes where there may have been a father involved, but he might have been like a piece of furniture and wasn't particularly interested in being a father or engaging. In some cases, there's a divorce involved and he's pushed out of the home or he's chosen to leave, whatever the case may be. Women with daddy issues are often tied into BPD, borderline personality disorder. The origin of BPD is a fear of abandonment. One of the ways that you can go about trying to distinguish that as a potential problem, as a red flag, is early on. I mean, if you're not just spinning plates, if you're looking for wife stock or a girlfriend or something like that, you'd want to ask this question, which is, tell me about your parents growing up. You're not saying, tell me about your dad. You're not saying, what was your relationship with your dad like? Because you're kind of leaning into that direction. You want to just say, tell me about your experience with your parents growing up.
And so don't, and here's another thing, don't tell everybody either, man. Hey, man. Hey, can I talk to you about something? Don't. They'll see it. They'll see something's different about you, and they may become inquisitive and want to know, hey, what's going on, man? You just seem a little different. Even then, don't tell them, man. Even then, don't tell them. Now, if they're prying and they're like, what is it, man? Something's different about you. Like, I need to know. Even then, you got to be careful because they're just uncomfortable that they've lost that contract that the two of you once had. Has changed, and now they don't have you as a cope. They don't have you as a cope anymore, so they're freaking out. And so even then, you just go, hey, I'm doing something right now, man. I'm pretty much saying no to everything at this time. I need a couple months to take care of some things, and who knows? Maybe in the future, you can have a conversation with people about it. But I suggest that if you're waking up and you're saying you're deciding to do things different, keep it to yourself, man.
Any guy who goes after a girl significantly younger than them is severely lacking in their life.
She didn't say that when she was 21. She fucked all those guys on camera who were 40 years old. You took the dick. And now you're older. Now you're starting to hit the wall and you're realizing that nobody respects you. And so instead of coming to terms with the fact that you're fucking washed up, used up on camera, you disrespected your entire culture, and you're ashamed of it, you shame men for having standards instead of taking responsibility, taking an ounce of accountability. Alive, boss!
I have watched women who I've met in the past. They'll say things like, oh, you know, I recently just deleted all my dating apps. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting rid of my Instagram. Yeah, all of a sudden you see like pictures that were a little bit more provocative that they had on their Instagram. They're just hidden or archived all of a sudden. They will try to display these cues when they really, really, really want to lock you down. They will consistently do every cue to try to show me or to prove to me that they want to be all mine.